Welcome. In this edition of Yojana, we would focus on youth and sports, which is the basis for this magazine. Now, in India, nearly 27% of the population lies in the age group of 15 to 30 years, which is considered as the most productive age group and therefore important for social change, technological innovations, and economic development. So, government is making all efforts to bring in skilling for the youth of India. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is one such experiment where citizens movement or Jan Bhagidari se Jan Andolan is the basic idea, and the Ministry of Youth Affairs has been working actively for the same. Youth volunteers have been working through the private organizations, going through capacity building programs, and volunteers for hoisting Tiranga and for various other activities. Fit India was a movement that started in 2019, and the idea is people can run at any place at their own pace, and this was to keep them fit, free of mental and physical ailments. The idea is to have proactive technological innovation along with having physical activity as the main idea. So youth should be empowered to do so. So fitness ki dose aadha ghanta roz was the slogan that was given. Now the idea, as we said, is to spread awareness, encourage the indigenous sports, have a platform for sharing the various information, and there are various initiatives. For example, Fit India School Movement, Fit India School Week, Quiz, Freedom Run, and Football for School programs. Similarly, sports have been a key driver for bringing people across cultures together. So cross-cultural, cross-language, cross-color and cross-geographical boundaries. Khelo India mobile app has more than 23 lakh school-going children in the age group of 5 to 18 years which are using that, and the idea is to empower the 82,000 physical education teachers across India with a financial assistance of 5 lakh per year for 8 years being provided to the youth through the various Khelo India scheme. Now, there are various programs which have been organized: youth games, university games, winter games, Khel Pathshala are some of those. There are 264 sports academy. Some of them are non-sports authority of India academies as well, and have been accredited for athlete training in India. The idea is to integrate these sports curriculum within the mainstream curriculum under the new education policy and relate them to life skills. Yuva Shakti is another idea, and 2020 to 2050 is called as a golden period where we have youth as a key demographic characteristics in Indian population. Tech aid era. Now India has been bestowed with the ideas of Sarvodaya and Antodaya. Sarvodaya means uprising of every segment of the population, and Antodaya means the last person who is standing in the queue must be addressed. Now both of these could be achieved through participatory governance and bringing up education, skill, entrepreneurship, better public services are some of the ways. There are various startups in India. India has become the third largest in the world in terms of the number of startups. One in every 10 unicorn is from India. In the Global Innovation Index, we have moved from 81 to 40th spot, which is again an important parameter. Government marketplace, e-marketplace has been standardized for quality products, network and warehousing. Digital India has proved out to be a boon in the same line. For example, IIT Bhubaneswar has created a portable ventilator to save the life of premature young students. Similar developments of 5G have been done from IIT Madras, IIT Kanpur, and there have been numerous developments on MyGov portal as well, where we are talking about IVRS, SMS technology, outbound dialing technology. Job creation is another important aspect. India has become the fifth largest economy from 2 trillion to 3 trillion and is further expanding in the coming years. Now there are various schemes, for example Skill India, Mudra, Digital India, Kaushal Vikas. The idea is to upskill the raw talent and bring them under the cycle of development. There are various production linked incentive schemes. Now these incentive schemes bring in employment, increase in the manufacturing, bring in more make in India production. Similarly, ease of living also increases. We have numerous programs, for example, smoke-free Ujjwala scheme, then electricity through Saubhagya scheme are some examples. Jan Dhan Yojana, Ayushman Bharat are all examples of ease of living. Holistic education is another important idea where we are focusing on adding at least one IIT and one IIM every year. The number of universities have increased from 723 to 1000, which is indeed a remarkable figure. And then the waste management innovative techniques through the government cooperation is important. The G20 Digital Innovation Alliance is another important aspect. Stay Safe online campaign is a idea where social media platform and digital payment safely could be used and taken into account. G20 Digital Innovation Allowance talks about the startups and the countries which could address issues related to agri-tech, health tech, ed-tech, fintech, and so on. Digital economy, we are believing that the people living in 1990, people born between 1990 to 2000 are known as millennials because they are highly integrated with technology and are called as digital natives because by the time they are born, they are exposed to technology. By the time they are aware, they are exposed to technology. And this has created a different era of digitization across various fields and various aspects. So science education, content creation is another aspect. There are various young people creating content through YouTube, Instagram, Facebook as some of the popular platforms, and there are 8 crore creators who have been creating through content, videos, working as influencers. Gig job is another new job where the people who are involved also feel happy. This idea being it gives them better exposure and gives them a chance to explore with flexibility of work hours. In the field of science and technology, there have been 2 Padma Bhushan which have been awarded. One is to the CEO of Google, the other is to the CEO of Microsoft, Sundar Pichai and Satya Nadella. And then Glance is one of the Asia's largest lock screen platform. Now this was founded by Naveen Tiwari, and the idea is integration of AI on the smartphone lock screens. Zerodha is another brokerage business native to India and has worked as one of the startups. Translator Robot, another important startup which has an ability to translate 14 different languages. Space Tech, which is again a collaboration of few of the young astrophysicists from India. Kalam Set, it is the lightest space satellite which has been sent with mere 64 grams of weight, named in line of Dr. Kalam, and therefore is important. Society for Space Education Research and Development, NGO, has been co-founded, and this talks about GenX space startup to train people in the field of space education. In the field of sports, India has finished up 4th in Commonwealth Games in 2022. The men's hockey team was one of the last to win the silver from India. And then we have the list of awardees. Now the Olympics, Paralympics, Deaf Olympics are some of those where we have achieved great returns. Then we have Seema Punia, who has been conferred as Arjun Award in 2022 for outstanding performance in athletes. Similarly, in the field of chess, Ramesh Babu Pragnananda has made history, and he is the 3rd Indian after Vishwanathan Anand and Pentala Harikrishna. There have been employment and employment related issues. So 5 focus for sustainable development goals talks about education, employment, youth leadership, health, fitness and social justice. Now all of these need to be incorporated. There are 1000 plus universities with 85 lakh fresh graduates from India every year, and to absorb them there has to be numerous developments which have to come through. PM E-Vidya, which is another important initiative for providing education through digital and online means. NEET was set up by Ministry of Education to bridge edtechs and academic institutes. Similarly, Swayam Portal is another initiative. National Program for Civil Service Capacity Building through Mission Karm Yogi, where training the existing civil servants is one of the priorities. The focus areas include the national priorities, emerging technologies and making them citizen-centric. So the role of the civil servants and the ideas which have to be incorporated through them are important. For sustainability, there is a concept of life movement, and this has been adopted in the COP26 at Glasgow last year. The idea is mindful and deliberate utilization. Social networks could prove in a good way, and pro-planet people, which is P3 approach, has to be adopted. There are various important aspects where youth can be actually critical thinker, change maker, communicator, leader, and innovator. Various policy actions have to be taken into account for urban development, prosperity, poverty, and health aspects. The idea is to have more creativity, bring in social inclusion, have technologies for sustainable development. When it comes to health, it's not just the physical health but mental health, drug-free life, reducing physical inactivity, and non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension has to be addressed. So all of these need to be taken into account. Now for the government initiatives, Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya Karyakram is one such a scheme, adolescent friendly health clinics, peer education program, menstrual hygiene scheme, health and wellness centers, Fit India program, national program for prevention and control of cancer, diabetes, reproductive, maternal, newborn and child adolescent health, national AIDS control program, and mental health program are some of those. Coming on to football, England was known as the father of modern football. However, was not one of the founding figures for FIFA. The FIFA tournament this year was held in Qatar, and the details of the FIFA Cup, the founding countries, the elected presidents, the first football rules which were drawn, and the Eton College, all of these become important. In India, it has started in the 19th century. Some of the professional footballs promoting organizations in India are National Football League, I-League, and Indian Super League. And then we have collaboration of All India Football Federation, Ministry of Education, and FIFA, which has been tied up to have football for school program. Also, we have Nagendra Prasad Sarbhatikari, who has been called as the father of Indian football. The 9th Asian Games were held in 1982, and then the Nehru title when it was included, and the Indian youth team when it won the football through it. So those are some of the important developments that we have covered for Yojana this month. We definitely cover Yojana Kurukshetra down to earth on a monthly basis. In case you have any questions, any queries, feel free to connect back to us. Wish you very good luck, and thanks for joining in today.